recently undergone some major home improvements.
This is my senior year, and I'm captain, and this is one of the goals that I set. And the kids dedicated themselves right after last year's game. The people that we had back, our juniors, we were predominantly a junior class. Last year's championship, we had some outstanding seniors starters, but we didn't have a large senior class. Our junior class has been terrific for 3 years. They're a great support of sophomores, and halfway through their sophomore season, you could pick out the varsity players.
This is a team that is very balanced offensively and defensively, and their success is a direct result of their dedication on and off the field.
We have a tremendous coaching staff, I think. I mean, we have one of the most dedicated staffs I've seen. And the kids are dedicated. We all work out. We all work together.
I think the team strength is not taking anything away from the offense, but I think the team strength is the defense. I mean, if we would have kept our starters in for all the games that we played this season, we would have had 8 shutouts. And that's unreal. Not taking anything away from our we have a good offense too to complement that, but I think the defense is just unreal. It's unstoppable.
Jim Poole has been here forever. He's a great all-around coach. He's our defensive coordinator, and believe me that Coach Poole's defense is tough. And I try to oversee it. We work together well as a staff. I think the kids the last several years have put in a lot of outside effort to be in great condition just to play the game. It allows you as a coach to do a lot of things. We have outstanding team speed offensively and defensively. I don't think we ever had this much speed. We do not have size.
Live from Alumni Field in Augusta, welcome to the Class B State Championship. Next, it's the Warriors of Wells High School against the Black Raiders of Winslow. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Alumni Field here in Augusta. George Hale and Al Hackett getting ready to bring us this one. George, it's going to be exciting because these two teams know each other pretty well from last year's game.
Well, it's a revenge back here. Obviously, Winslow beat them last year. They're going to try to do it again. Wells said, now this is our year, and they've got their star back this year they didn't have him last year. So I think we're going to see a rematch. With these poor field conditions, I really think that we're going to see a very close football game. As a matter of fact, let's talk about the touchdowns that came last year. Winslow went up 7-0. They scored on the last play of the first quarter when the quarterback, Mark Hashey, ran 83 yards. Then Winslow had only 149 yards for the entire game. They went up 14-0 in the second quarter when Hashey hit Nate Foolin over the middle. That was a 74-yard touchdown pass. And so on the day, Hashey was only 2 for 4, but he had that big one. Then Wells scored in the fourth quarter to make the final 14-6. Wells had 194 total yards. Winslow, 231 total yards. So it's kind of close on paper.
It was a sloppy one last year, and it's pretty much the same this year with rough going out there, kind of wet, Al, but it's going to be a lot of work, hard work for the skill position players.
It sure is. And last year, Hashey was the big key to the ballgame. I think he may be the same thing today. He's the quarterback for Winslow. This year already, during the regular season, he's passed for over 1,000 yards, 15 touchdowns on the ground he's done. He's also the Winslow punter's average over 40 yards a punt. His top running back will be Todd Wentworth. He's the team's leading rusher with over 1,000 yards. He's averaged 9.7 yards per carry, and he's also scored 12 touchdowns.
Got to watch out for Blackwell, too, on the other side of the field.
Yeah, Wells has got a fine running back. Their leading rusher, he's had over 1,129 yards during the regular season. He's averaged 6.2 yards per carry. He scored 17 touchdowns. He starts at fullback, Jimmy, but we'll see sometime at halfback. He had a broken ankle last year and missed the state championship game with Winslow. He's also one of the Warriors' top defensive players.
We got a good one on our hands today. We're back to Augusta in just a moment with the kickoff. Coverage of today's Class B State Championship football game is brought to you in part by American Glass in Waterville and Skowhegan and Dick's Glass in Brewer. If it's glass, we do it. Hammond Lumber Company with locations in Auburn, Belgrade, Farmington, Greenville, and Skowhegan. And Fisher Snowplows. With the new Minute Mount system from Fisher, you have the attachment advantage.
You know American Glass for automotive glass, from windshield repair and replacement to sunroofs, custom mirrors, and backsliders. But the glass experts at American Glass have years of experience with all types of glass for the home. Window and door glass in all sizes, shapes, and styles. Energy-efficient vinyl replacement windows. Even specialty glass like shower doors and custom mirrors. American Glass, Skowhegan and Waterville, and Dick's Glass Brewer. Your one-stop glass shops.
The following businesses would like to express their support for this year's Eastern Class B state finalists. American Awards Incorporated, first in quality and service. Eagle Rental, need it, rent it. Hamlin Sporting and Marine World, Waterville. Skidoo, engineered for the way you ride. J&S Oil, locally owned and operated with competitive prices and prompt, friendly service. The Down Under Pub, home of deep-fried alligator. These businesses say, go Black Raiders.
Hartley's announces the revolutionary all-new 1994 Dodge Ram pickup. New styling. Totally designed around your needs, your comfort, and your safety. The new Dodge Ram pickup is just one reason to select Hartley's in Newport. Here's a few more. The new LHS and New Yorker, Grand Cherokee, GMC pickup, and Oldsmobile. 8 full lines to choose from. The choice is always yours. There's never any high pressure. For your new vehicle and great service, select Hartley's in Newport.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another state championship. This is the final day of the football season. We go inside for round ball after today. The ABC state final games are being played at 3 locations. We're back with the state class B again this year. Same place we were last year, the same 2 teams. I guess we're in a rut. Got the Winslow Black Raiders and a Red Tide from Wells. Now, the field conditions, and I personally went out and walked the field, and I think I'm sorry I did. It is Al Hackett, it is soupy out there. It looks much better on camera than it is. There's standing water. I talked to the officials, and they're concerned about it, keeping their footing. And I don't know which team it will affect more, but you've got mud, you've got slop. It's typical Maine weather. And we're not shoveling it out. That's the only thing I can say good for it.
It's days like this that you sit back and say to yourself, wouldn't a nice artificial turf come in handy like they have at Maine Maritime right now? It's this kind of weather here that makes the turf in Maine, we talked about coming down, very advantageous to our kids.
Well, everybody is going to play in the same field. It has a tendency sometimes to affect the underdog and make them a little closer, and I don't know if we have a strong underdog in this ball game or not. Now we're having a toss of the coin at the middle of the field. Officials are being introduced to the captains from each team, the Winslow Black Raiders and the Red Tide.
Looks like Leroy Patterson out there facing us.
Yeah. I talked to Leroy just a few moments ago. He's one of the officials out there on the field. You won't have any trouble on television spotting the uniforms. The Black Raiders are black uniforms, and the Red Tide has the white on the front of them. So if you're not familiar with the 2 teams, that's the quickest way to spot the 2 differences is the white front and back on the Red Tide. Guy Coombs, their quarterback, he's a senior. He throws pretty well, but I tell you, the guy that really likes to throw the ball is Mark Hashue, the senior quarterback. He was thrown for 15 touchdowns this year. Now, do you throw the ball on a day like today? Do you get it up nice and early, put it in the air? I think that we might see Winslow upstairs early in the ball game. Now let's go down and see if we can pick up the coin toss. The toss of the coin deferred to Winslow. That means that Winslow's going to receive the ball, and the Wells team will have the opportunity to select their goal now. And that, we're seeing more and more of that, no matter what the field conditions are. I think most coaches now telling their team, we'll go on defense first. And you know, on a day like today, Al, if you get a good kickoff, that's a great philosophy, because if you can kick a team down in there and they can't move the ball, you're going to start with great field position.
You sure are. The only thing is
we've got the referee, Francis Lurie, out of Augusta, the linesman, Dave Gagne from Portland, the umpire is Ed McInnes of Waterville, the back judge is Leroy Patterson, our good friend from Bangor, Vinny DiFilippo out of Portland, the field judge, Mike Delois out of Augusta. I think you know him, don't you, Al?
Hey, Mike Delois' dad and I played baseball together at Maine. He passed away a few years back. A fine gentleman, and his boys carrying on in a good old family tradition. Big gentleman, probably 210 or 15 pounds, and you'll know who he is by just watching him run on the field. He's a big man.
All right, the coach from Wells, Ed McDonough, who is pacing now his second year in a row against Mike Stavisky. You can hear the crowd getting into it. There's Mike. Al, you and I were with Mike at the Hamden-Mesolowski game this year. I remember his remark to me. I said, well, you've got a great year going, Mike. He said, oh, we're an average team.
But he smiled when he said it.
And he had Tank Violet with him, Tank Rim.
Good thing about today for the team is kicking the ball off. If they can get the ball deep and hold them there, they probably figure they're going to get the ball somewhere around midfield back. And the field position today is a very key thing. It was last year, George, you remember, except the fact that Hershey broke that long touchdown run for over 80 yards, and that really messed up their whole process.
Well, also, we also have a switch. We said that it was going to be a deferral, and that's what the officials signaled, but Winslow is going to be kicking off to Wells, so it's just going to go the other way. He pointed to Wells, and Wells deferred, but
unless Winslow decided to
Winslow's kicking off anyway. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be taken back around the 15-yard line. And you can see them slipping and sliding as they go down. The ball's going to be out to about the 25-yard line, where we'll get on offense for the first time.
Great hit by Mike Parker on that kickoff.
John Paquette, the tight end. Scott Burke at left tackle. Dave Barassa is the left guard. Nate Mailing is at center. Right guard, Doug Terrell. Chad Desmaris is the right tackle. As we get set to go, Guy Combs, the quarterback. Bothwell is back with us. A fullback, he's a good one. Dean Roberts at halfback. Luke Chase, the wingback. Split end is Prickett. And they put the ball in play at the 25-yard line with Guy Combs giving straight up the middle. That's going to be Bothwell. He gets very little out of that. You're going to see a very tough day. The Winslow defense at the defensive end, Nate Allen, Joe Pillsbury in the middle there, Sean Morneau, Aaron Peters, the two Gilberts, they're great ones. Brian Gilbert and Wes Gilbert, the two inside linebackers. The outside guys are Adam Richard, Mike Parker, then Brad Hansel, Todd Whitworth, and Dan Farragut, who's a good offensive player too. Second down, and about 8 yards to go. Handoff coming around to the near sideline to Dean Roberts, the halfback, and he's not going to go too far. Now an official has gone down. That field is so bad, the back official went flying on his rear, and I don't know how many guys are going to be able to stand up out here this afternoon. This is going to be a mud bowl before we're done.
He had a big hole that time, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Chris Gilbert, the fine linebacker for Winslow, filled the hole and just knocked him down solo. He only gained about 2.
Quarterback is Guy Combs. Still a lot of motion. He's back to throw, rolling right. And it's going to be picked off and gone down the sidelines and all the way down to a score. If he can go in just short of the goal line. Is Dan Farragut. I just mentioned him. He picked it off and ran it back to the goal line. He'll be on the 1-yard line.
Farragut is that top receiver. He's the #1 guy that Tank Violet told us can really turn it in around.
All right, there's Combs. He threw it right at him. He cut inside. It looked like it might have been intended for John Paquette. He got it, and they take it down to the 1, and quickly Hershey and his crew, including Dan Farragut, his #1 receiver, will be right out there. The senior 6'2", not terribly heavy, 160 pounds, but he knows what to do with the ball, and he went right down the sidelines in front of the Wells bench, and he's knocked down right at the 1-yard line. Now they've moved it back just a hair, so they're going to give him a spot somewhere near the 2-yard line. All right, the quarterback is Hashi. To the left side, Wentworth. Touchdown.
Didn't take long, George. Good off tackle run.
They like to run those tackles, and Todd Wentworth takes it in. Okay, we'll be right back. Hang in.
Touchdown, scoring the first play of the drive by number 24, Todd Wentworth.
The following businesses would like to express their support for this year's Eastern Class B state finalists. Hart's Tailors, your complete bridal and formal wear center. Motor Supply Company, your main source for auto parts, with 9 locations. The Point After, see us after the game. Ware Butler Incorporated, serving you for 68 years. Winslow Insurance Incorporated, call us and compare rates. These businesses say, go Black Raiders.
Berrigan picks it off. Berrigan goes down the sideline, and he is on his way. Just one saving tackle that took him out at the 2-yard line. The extra point kick was good.
That's a touchdown. Very strong run. Very strong run.
Todd Wentworth taking it in. The extra point, by the way, which you didn't see, was kicked by Chris Houston. All right, it is 7-0. Here's the kickoff again. They'll try one more time. He's picked up this time at the 15, straight down the middle. It looks like the quarterback, Coombs, running it back, gets it down to the 30-yard line. And so the first time on this wet day that they put the ball in the air, it was trouble. At the 30-yard line, Winslow in the lead here by a 7-0 score. And that score came with still 10 minutes and 15 seconds to go. We have a player shaken up on the Wells team. As down's going to cause a momentary delay. That's the quarterback. That was Guy Coombs, who ran the kickoff back. So one reason a lot of coaches are hesitant to do that. Coombs ran it back, and he is injured on the play. And you got your starting quarterback running kickoffs and punts, you may get in trouble.
I think it was Nate Allen that put the hit on him, made a nice tackle. Nate Allen, senior, a defensive end, 6 feet, 175 pounds.
Guy Coombs, the senior, 5'11", 175-pounder. He's already thrown the interception. He's thrown for 600 yards this year. He's 37 for 66 coming into the ball game.
They can ill afford to lose him, George.
But you lose him early in the ball game, you've got big trouble. So Guy Coombs is down on the field, and the amount of time it is taking, you've got to really think now that maybe somebody else is going to be in that QB position. So Winslow takes the turnover and scores early in the ball game. Here's the kickoff. Coombs comes straight down the middle with it, and number 7 is Coombs. Now,
he's going to be the lead blocker.
That's where he got. He didn't take the ball. He came down as the blocker, and then his back coming up behind him is right on his back. That's where he got hit.
86 tackled them both. Not only is Coombs a good passer, he's also a decent runner for them. He's thrown for 600 yards and 7 touchdowns, but he's also the leading rusher on the team with 477 yards and a 7.1 average per carry. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns, so he's a very key member of their offense.
You might say he's about half of it.
Yes.
And of course, Bothwell, Dan Bothwell has run for over 1,100 yards this year. So it is 7-0, not 6-0. And while we wait to see what happens out there, and they're helping him up right now, we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
The following businesses would like to express their support for this year's Eastern Class B American Awards, first in quality and service. Hart's Tailors, your complete bridal and formal wear center. Century Security, Maine's professional choice in security. Smiley's Old-Fashioned Ice Cream, Halifax Street, Winslow. Subway, the place where fresh is the taste. These businesses say, go Black Raiders.
is being assisted off. And you've got to guess from what we are seeing that Mr. Coombs may have finished his day here and his career. He looked like he had either a very painful knee problem or an ankle problem.
Well, they
had an exchange problem immediately as the new quarterback came in, and Winslow recovers it. That's what happens. You bring a brand new quarterback in the ball game, and that will appear to be Adam Richard of Winslow, who recovers the fumble. The quarterback who came in was Mike Cassidy. Let's see who that was that came in. They threw it.
It is so tough for a youngster coming in off the bench like that. His first snap, wet ball, slippery ball, dropped it, and then popped forward, and Winslow fell on it, and here they go again.
So the ball's going to be up the 32-yard line, and right away, Winslow's got it. The little delay hitch coming back to Wentworth off the right side. He gets down to the 30-yard line. You're going to see Poulin at the tight end, Pete Coyette at the tackle, Pillsbury. Then you have Simons in the middle, Morneau at the right, and Kleinpeter off at the right tackle. The quarterback is Hashi, Houston, the fullback, then Wentworth, Bougette, and Farragut. They'll show you an I formation for Hashi. Off the right side. Chris Houston. John Paquette is on the defensive end. Scott Burke at tackle. Gus Maris, another tackle. Luke Chase, Dean Robertson, and Dan Bothwell, a two-way player, and an inside linebacker. Briquette, Mallory, Landberg, Thompson, and Coombs back deep. Obviously, Coombs is scheduled to be the safety, will not be in there. Hashi now has a third down and about 7 yards to go. Again, working the I formation. Back to throw. Upstairs, he's got a man. It is caught for the touchdown. Yes. And guess who? Dan Farragut.
I remember telling Violet told us before the game that this guy was a game breaker and one of the fine split ends they've seen in a while, and he sure looks good.
They had single coverage on him, and Farragut was right there. And Hachi, and I told you in the pregame, I thought he would be upstairs early, and he is.
Nice blocking the line right here. Got plenty of time to throw.
Set up, hung it up in the air. Farragut got behind his man, and that's what you never want to have happen to you. And it was all over.
That's his 30th reception of the year for about 525 yards.
So it's 13-0. Chris Houston on now to try it again. So a flag is down on the extra point try, and we won't have it yet. So Winslow has taken 2 turnovers into touchdowns. And on a bad field, and this one is today.
It's an offside on Winslow.
That is a major thing to have happen to you if you're the Wells team right now. You've lost your starting quarterback on an injury. You've turned the ball over twice. And both times you've turned it over, it's led to a score. Chris Houston will try from 5 yards back at the 15. Hashi will hold it for him. Good snap. Got plenty of leg. I didn't make any difference. He ran through the uprights with it.
That could have been 20 more yards off. Oh, this is a big jump. 14-0 in a field like this.
Well, not only is it 14-0, it's only 8:33 to go in the first quarter.
And that quarterback is over there.
And your quarterback and your safety is sitting on the bench in trouble. You got to believe,
as bleak as the day looks right now,
that sky that is awfully gray for Wells High School got a little grayer. They're going to have a hard go. But we've got a long way to go. And when you know that you're not going to get a lot of long runs, you don't think you're going to get a lot of long runs, especially anything inside the hash marks. You've got to hope that somehow, some way, you can get it going for yourself. So one more time, Winslow will kick off. This will be the 3rd kickoff.
I wonder if they decided to kick off both halves.
Apparently, I think they did.
I think you're right. I think that Wells did win the toss, and Well, they got the signal deferred, and then Winslow decided to kick it off, and what a play that would be. What a decision that was to make if that's what happened.
Winslow's a very confident team. Kick is down immediately at the 15-yard line. The player stumbled and was down. That was Mike Thompson.
Caught that on his knees, and then he cuts the ground. That's the end of it.
So we'll see who the new quarterback is. We really didn't get a look at him. He came in the game the last time. Allen dropped the ball with the center the first time he was out there. He and Mailing had trouble. So Coombs is out of the ball game injured. Driscoll may be the other guy in there. Let's see who we got in. It's not Driscoll. The new quarterback is Josh Moody. Here's Tim.
George, the injury to Guy Coombs isn't too serious. It's not broken. There's no ligament damage, they say, in the knee, but he took a pretty bad shot to the knee, and there's a bruise that's swelling up. It looks like Guy Coombs will not play again today, and his replacement, Josh Moody, the freshman, led the JV team to an undefeated season this year. We'll see how Josh Moody can run this Wells offense. George?
Well, it's a long jump, isn't it? They came in up the middle again, and I guess you know that's Bothwell, number 16. He's going to get a lot of those carries today, but he's running into the teeth of that Winslow defense. And he's not going very far. Second down. Make a third down at about 7 yards.
That was Brian Gilbert, that fine linebacker, and right around the ankles.
I know the tank violence is very high on the two Gilbert boys.
He thought that boy was a Division I player. He's 5'10", 200-pound linebacker and a good hitter.
By Josh Moody, just a freshman. What a jump, huh? Come into the state championship game. They're going to Bothwell and in a backfield. He'll be nailed.
That play was made by 86. He didn't make the tackle. He took both blockers down.
Nate Allen.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of trouble with some of these numbers. It is 36.
I think 36 made the tackle, but 86, I think, stripped both the blockers.
That was Gilbert who made the hit. You're right, Al. That's Bothwell.
Took both the blockers down.
Right on him.
And 36 was in and makes the tackle. He's a tough linebacker.
All right, here's the punter. Luke Chase for Wells High School, the Western Maine champions. Good high snap. They're coming on just the corner to keep it honest. It's going to be on the ground and rolled back toward the 40. It'll be covered at the 44-yard line. Wisely covered back there by Ken Berrigan. Berrigan is in everything.
It was almost a mistake by Berrigan. That ball was bobbling on the ground and it was muddy. He tried to pick it up and he bobbled a little bit, but then he fell on it again.
14-0. Undefeated Winslow in the lead. 2 turnovers directly leading to touchdowns.
He sure had McDonald on the sideline down there. I'm sure he's nervous right now.
He scored at 10-20 and 8:33 in the first quarter. So we go back to action with a flag down. The play will be rolled dead immediately.
I think that tailback took a quick step before the ball was snapped.
Don Whitworth is back there tailback for the Black Raiders.
He started a little bit quickly, I think.
So Wells High School, the Red Tide, will try to take them back another 5 yards, see if they can't get something going for themselves at about the 38-yard line. Well, I think the field this year is really bad compared to last year. Yeah. It's going to get a lot of rain this morning.
And it's going to get worse. The Twins out here now, right side by side, only one defender on. And it's coming back in motion.
Pitch back coming to the near corner. Here comes Whitworth. Flag is down behind him. He'll have a big run to midfield, but this one's going to come back.
Yeah, young Blocker got his hands out and pushed the boy. Rather than hit him with the shoulder, he got his hands on him. Either going to be holding or illegal use of hands. What are they going to call?
Well, I think they're going to call Gilbert, maybe. A lot of flags around the 35-yard line. That's a clip.
Pushing from behind. Yeah.
Well, on this play, as he came around.
Push right there. See the push?
Oh, got him dead on the camera, didn't we? Chris Gilbert, you are guilty. Go to jail. Do not pass go.
He said, but I'm used to knocking guys down with my hands. He's a linebacker.
Linebacker, what do they got me out here for?
There's a young lady cheering for 24 or 21. What's over on her cheek?
He's cheering for Todd Wentworth, I think. Back to throw over the middle, wide open. All the way out to the 40-50-yard line, and all the way may not be caught. Here goes Peters, and he will go the whole distance. Down the field for 80 yards.
A little quick look in over the middle to the tight end, and he was all alone.
The tight end is Aaron Peters, number 85. And this thing is opening up to a rout. 20-0 Winslow.
Going to come off on the right side here. All alone over the middle. There he is right there. One block.
Very reminiscent of last year.
One block going to be thrown right here by one of his key kids, and that sets him right here. This boy here makes the last block, just enough to throw him off.
Here's the extra point try. Drilled up and good. Right into your camera. Look at Savitsky. Is he happy? Is that like the cat swallowed the canary?
Now we'll really say what he told us after the game goes on.
Let's take a look at it at ground level. Ashe gets ready to toss the ball. That's not a very long pass. Should never be a touchdown, but you got a bad field. That's the one miss right there.
Yeah, key miss.
If the defender makes the tackle, you don't have an 80-yard play, but he doesn't.
And the little blocker came back just enough to make 16 veer off a little bit, and then he just couldn't quite catch him.
All right, there's Peters again. See, there's the miss, and that's it. 22 slides by him, and it's all over. 21-0 Winslow. Well, the Black Raiders are living up to their billing.
And we're only halfway through the first quarter.
Well, some of their players had said if we had kept our players in all game as some teams did, we would have scored a lot of points.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
Remember Don Meredith used to saying, turn out the lights?
Yeah.
I think in this game, the way it's going now, we may have to turn on the lights. We're only halfway through, and we got 3 touchdowns already.
Why does the kick off the well sliding around? He can't do anything with it. He goes down. A very frustrated ball player. Jason Brickett catches the ball, and he's in that blood womp. Nothing he can do with it. Well, it's awfully dry and nice looking up here, but when you're down in the trenches and you got your nose, you're down 21-0, and your coach is telling you to hang in there. This is a tough spot. This is when they tell you you're going to build a little character. You've got to really know how to suck it up when you're trailing, and these kids are going to play hard, but it's very difficult. Josh Moody, the quarterback, just a freshman. Little man in motion. The ball is on the ground. Winslow's going to get it back. Oh, my goodness, another.
The ball was covered by Todd Wentworth.
This is just very unfortunate. I'm sure that Wells is just a much better football team than this, and they can't hang on to the muddy, slick football.
Just never had it.
Never had it.
Never had control of it.
You got a real young quarterback out there, Al. He's going to have some trouble with his handoff. Then you got a wet football. And the Winslow Black Raiders may be able to literally put this thing in the pocket very early. Single setback for him. It's deflected on the pass. Remember now, both teams are on the same physical field.
He never really had the ball at all. He lost it when it was his hand. And he's still loose, and all of a sudden
tried to give it a ball, never was able to get the ball to him. 21-0 Winslow, and now they're in action again. The ball is at the 30. Make that the 22-yard line. Talk about the 22-yard line. Keep the ball on the ground, and Chris Houston, the fullback, goes into the middle and not getting much out of that.
there was no hole there at all.
Going to be a third down play coming. Because the major couple of things in the ballgame have been turnovers. There have been 3 big turnovers, and then the loss of the quarterback.
2 fumbles and a pass interception, and the loss of the quarterback. They've really had some tough breaks here the first quarter. They really have.
Third down, about 7 yards to go. Look for the Black Raiders.
Look for Farragon right here. He's their key man.
Well, watch him, but watch 85 too. Aaron Peters. He's the tight end. There's a little reverse. Going to Bourget the other way. He's at the 10. He's going to go sideline and touchdown. Yes. On the reverse, Ken Bourget. Kind of an end around, wing back around. And they run that wing back around deep a lot. And there he is, number 22, Ken Bourget, B-O-U-R-G-E-T.
Remember Tang Violet told us how some of those backs just flow with the tackle. He was hit then and just kind of let him flow out of his hands and just bounced outside and kept on going for the touchdown.
27-0, and gang, it ain't pretty if you're on the well side of the field. Because this is really one-way football.
Only game they've lost this year, of course, was to Old Orchard Beach. They were.
And Old Orchard's an undefeated team in Class C, and they're up against Stearns High School today. Kick is up and good. Well, if Winslow can do anything wrong, they haven't shown it. Take a look at the wingback, 22, coming around deep. There's a little fake up the middle.
Everybody following the quarterback. Now here he comes all by himself. Finally, that defensive back comes out and watch him bounce off his hands here. Just outrun the side.
Got that real light ability to go, and he goes into the end zone with it.
5'6", 160 pounds.
28-0. Winslow. And in case you're wondering if it's the fourth quarter, we have 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. They're going to sell some hot dogs today.
They sure are, and some hot coffee. This is we've mentioned before the game, we thought it was going to be a low-scoring ball game, but the breaks have happened, so the Winslow really, well, they had the one real long touchdown pass, but the interception and 2 fumbles and so forth, it's really been, a lot of this has just been breaks that get picked up.
All right, they get the ball cleanly. Boy, what a hit. A big hit is trying to run the ball back is Jason Prickett again.
Greg Michaud, a 5'11", 160-pound junior, our quarterback and defensive back, made a solid hit on that kickoff. Boy, what a good hit he made.
Winslow has 1 play for 2 yards after the interception, a 2-play 32-yard score, a 1-play 80-yard pass, and 3 plays and 23 yards. They're just chewing up the yardage no matter what the field conditions.
Oh, they sure are. And they're hitting hard defensive. They're a good defensive team.
The young quarterback's going to try to get his team moving if he can. Handing the ball off to Bothwell. But I'm sure he led his team to an undefeated freshman year, but this is a major kill.
Bottom of that pile was the other Gilbert, Chris Gilbert, number 40, 180 pounds. Those 2 Gilbert boys are fine linebackers.
Pick up on the play of about 1.5 yards. Second down to about 8. We'll try to give you some other scores when they come in today. The 3 state finals are being held today. Bothwell out to the right side. He's getting nothing. Winslow is giving him absolutely nothing up in the line of scrimmage.
See, Winslow plays either a 4-4 or a 5-3, and they got 8 men up on the line of scrimmage now, especially today now with the young quarterback in there.
Yeah.
They're going to keep those guys up there.
They know they're not going to throw it.
They're going to fill every crack, every hole. They're just going to blitz and stunt in and out. And tough for them to run a ball.
Dan Bothwell's a very fine runner, but one guy can't run against 11. It's just impossible.
And there are too many men for them to block up front. Look where they are now. They're up there now in a what? It's a 5-3 now.
You know, they got into the 5-3. Up the middle of Bothwell, they showed him a pass formation. He gets nothing out of it. They're going to have to punt.
Chris Gilbert the tackle again.
What they tried to do is send 2 guys wide to stretch that defense out a little bit. But it was to no avail.
Watch again. Watch how Gilbert fills the hole right there. Bang on.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Those 2 Gilbert brothers, twin boys. Chris is a senior, 6'1", 180. And his brother, number 36, is a senior, 5'10", 200. 2 good football players.
Luke Chase will do the punting. He'll be standing back at his 20-yard line. And Winslow will come out of this again with good field position, and they're leading it 28-0. Now, in a state championship game, you You don't call off anybody. You get as much as you can early in this half. They come at him and they get it out of there just barely. Flag is down for roughing.
That looked to me like he was blocked in here. See if they play that back again. I think that boy was blocked and he's disgusted.
The punter's getting up limping, chased, but if he's hit, and they're going to call it. They're going to call roughing the kicker.
I think he was blocked into the center. I don't think they should have, maybe shouldn't have been a penalty.
Well, let's see what happens if we've got it on camera. They're chased back. They're coming in on him. He is
blocked right there. He was hit by the guy on left. You couldn't see it good in the camera.
Pretty tough call, though. Yeah. Pretty tough call. First out. They get a break. That's the first break in the ball game for Wells. So the Red Tide tries to see if the Tide will come in. It's been going out. Josh Moody. The handoff to Roberts, and Roberts goes nowhere with it.
I want to tell you, once again, that was Chris Gilbert, number 40, that made that.
He's having a whale of a game.
Those two Gilbert boys are both playing fine football.
Chris Gilbert is 6'1", 180-pounder.
Watch his hit now.
Look for number 40.
Bingo, right there.
I tell you, when he hits you, you stay hit, don't you?
Yeah. He's a good, those Gilbert twins are good football players.
When he lost a yard, he's going to try throwing it in. Intercepted. Down the sidelines, here comes Haskell. And another turnover. Brad Haskell, and this is really becoming a real beat.
Young fella threw that ball, the young freshman quarterback, and it was tipped on him, right into the hands of Brad Haskell, who ran it down to about the, it's somewhere down around the 37-yard line or so.
Ball is marked at the 37, another first down for the Black Raiders. There's the pass, it is deflected in right and Haskell's hands. And look how he waited to pick up some blocking and take off down the sideline.
Picked up about 10 yards in that little run.
Now back to throw. Hashi gets hit as he throws. It is complete over the middle. Down he goes. Close and in for the score. Another one. And that's going to be Horton, I believe. Or Houston. I guess that's Houston. On my program, it's kind of hard to read. They're throwing everybody in there. That's Chris Houston who just caught it.
Boy, that young fellow, look at this pass. Right over that guy's youngster's head, right in his hands. Watch the run at the end now. Look, he's hit here, he's hit again, slides through. Oh, those kids run all the ball.
Hey, right now, the turning point in this ball game is when they got off the bus.
Boy.
It is 34-0 with another extra point coming.
Houston, a 5'7", 180-pounder.
Stuff's been good.
He'll take this kicker back to Maine with us. It's 5 in a row he's got.
Well, now.
Another look at this play. Now, watch how he catches the ball. Just over this young fella's fingertips right here. And he gets down about the 10-yard line. He gets hit pretty solidly. And just kind of relaxes and slides through the tackle and into the end zone. Well done. 35-0.
Hey, gang, we're in the first quarter.
42.6 seconds. Took him about 10 seconds that time to score.
Well, Hackett, it's like some of your famous baseball predictions when you say the guy's going to throw him a curveball and he throws a fastball. My great prediction, this is going to be very close because of the field conditions. Really worked out, didn't it?
You know what, the thing that it might have been if all the breaks hadn't have happened. The two interceptions, 2 or 3 fumbles. It's really turned the whole game around.
Been a hard day for Wells. All right, there's the kickoff. That's Bothwell, who's been working very hard. He's a very good runner, but he can't run through bodies. A flag is down. I imagine we had some piling on, a few face masks, and a few other things going on.
It might have been a little piling on. That's a holding, I believe, against Wells. Poor Wells.
Nothing is going well for the Western Maine champions, the Red Tide of Wells. Now, there's the starting quarterback. Still being administered to Guy Coombs. Now, the report we had was it was a knee bruise. They didn't think there was any serious damage. That was what Timmy... And somebody tries to take that home and do something with it.
When you're down 35... When you're down to 35-0 and you're still in the first quarter.
I'll tell you another thing with those linemen. You know how heavy those uniforms are right now?
Oh, yes.
You've got all the mud and the moisture. I mean, you're running with an extra 20 pounds on your back.
Uh-oh.
Straight in the middle, and
that's another fumble that they fell on.
I think the ball did pop loose, but it came back to Wells. Yep. We're ending the first quarter here, and it has not been pretty. At the end of one quarter, it is 35-0. Winslow High School is just absolutely tearing in to Wells. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
With the new mini-mount system from Fisher, you can quickly and easily convert your 4x4 from a personal use vehicle to a snow plowing machine in less than a minute. And when it's on the truck, the mini-mount looks and works like the Fisher plows you've been using for years. But unlike conventional Fisher plows, the part of the plow that normally mounts in front of the grill is now totally removed from the vehicle every time you're finished plowing. This means less permanent weight on your tires, front end, and suspension. The new mini-mount system from Fisher is truly the attachment advantage.
We are back, ready for period 2. Here's Tim.
Having all the success with the passing game, well, Mark Hashey just told me over here on the Winslow sideline that they're going to keep dumping it over the middle until the Winslow linebackers drop back into pass coverage. It's been awfully easy because they've been using that 7-man front. George?
We have us the second quarter. Al, when this is all over, why don't you and I have some fun? We'll go down there and run up and down the field and see how we like it.
You know, I'm looking out here, and if you've played sports at all and you've been around sports as we have all our lives, you're happy for Winslow, but you've got to have a little feeling in your heart right now for those little Wells youngsters. And down 35-0, their quarterback is over on the bench being administered to. He's hurt. They got their backs against the wall, and they're trying to fight through it. Nothing's going right for them right now.
Maybe an understatement.
Yeah.
Trying to go up the middle. Flag is down. Maybe Thompson who's in there now in the backfield.
That tackle was made that time by Sean Morrow.
Yeah, that's Thompson.
5'11", 210 pounds.
Number 22, Mike Thompson, is in. He and Roberts apparently going to alternate at the halfback position, but the flag is down immediately.
The shoe come off. Number 21 off the field for
this is
Tom Landberg.
That field is a lot worse than it looks, and it's nothing, no criticism. We were here with Coney High School in Bangor earlier this year. It's a nice field, but you can, at this time of the year, fields do not recover.
It's a holding penalty again against Wells. Boy, they're going backwards and backwards.
This field was designed by Emily Parquette, who graduated from Winslow High School.
And also the University of Maine is a civil engineer, and this was her first project that she had designed and built. She's very proud of it, and very proud to be a Winslow High School graduate.
Here comes Bothwell up the middle. He's getting nothing. I tell you, I don't know that they're going to get anything up the middle. They just can't do it. You can't really get any quick blocking. There's no traction. You have two teams just sliding around in the mud, and Winslow's line is so tough.
Peter Cayette made the first tackle on that. He's a nose guard or a tackle, 5'7", 210. And the help was by Chris Gilbert. He might have been Cayette that got hurt in the Old Town game. Wasn't that the boy that they had to take to the hospital, and they found he just had a little kind of a stretched neck? He's okay, back playing this week.
Cayette. Trying to go outside. Another flag.
They got a face mask then.
Again, Mike Thompson over there. I think that time
Aaron Peters, I think, went to make that tackle and got a hold of his face mask.
Mike, they're talking now to Dan Bothwell. He's going to take over out there in the field. Well, we're number one, huh?
Wasn't a bad penalty. I mean, he didn't grab it and yank it. He just got his hand in there and just got caught a little bit. Let go of it quickly, but still a penalty.
Well, Al, you made a great comment when you said you got a feel for the for the players, and what do we think of the parents in this crowd at the other side of the field?
You betcha.
A long day to watch your son out there, and this is happening. It's 35-0. You know that, Al, when these games are played, there's never that much difference. No. But it is today. Third down. He's going to try to roll out and keep it on his own. The youngster's doing a good job. Oh, he is hurt. And he hits the sidelines. He's okay. He took a shot right at the sidelines.
Who are you supposed to
out into the track?
Who are you supposed to make that tackle? It was done by Brian Gilbert, 5'10", 200-pound linebacker, and was he ever shot in the sideline? This is a hit if you ever saw a hit. As Tank Violet told us, this guy is a Division I linebacker. Watch his hit. Bang. Oh, he's a good hitter.
You can feel that one all the way up here.
He earned those 10 yards.
He earned his first down, didn't he? Try a little spinner and up the middle.
Back slip. The minute he got a hold of that ball, he slipped in.
Just trying to get any kind of traction they can as Rockwell goes up the middle. They're out to a 35-yard line. It's going to be about a third down. Rather a second down and about, I'm going to give him 3 on it. It's going to be second down, about 7 yards to go. Jeff Pullen working his defense. He's got a lot going for him right now.
Look at that line. They just fall up in there.
Thompson on a quick handoff. He's hit. And guess who hit him?
And there's the other Gilbert.
There's the other brother Gilbert.
So they don't have a chance, Judd, running the football like this. The passer is out. They're playing 7 and 8 men up. They're stunning on every hole. Both linebackers are coming. There's just no place for those backs to run. You only can block. You've only got 5 blockers up there.
This is the kind of game, when you go to halftime, you need Winston Churchill to give the halftime speech.
Yes. Well, the white flag.
Tough.
They watch how they line up, you know. They're going to have either 4 or 5 men down, and then either 2 or 3, whichever they have down, backers right behind them, and everybody's coming.
Center Nate Bailing is going out. The reason he's going out is he's got an equipment problem, and the official has sent him out. I don't know if they're going to charge this as a time or what. That's an official's time so far.
Even the officials marked up.
Oh, he's been down on his back. Now it's timeout by Wells as Ed McDonough tries to work his team. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back to Augusta.
The following businesses would like to express their support for this year's Eastern Class B state finalists. Clyde Billing Incorporated, Saab Volkswagen Sales Service and Parts. Ken's Family Restaurants, China Road, Winslow, and Lakewood Road, Skowhegan. Laney Chiropractic Clinic, where good health comes naturally. Marston Oil and Cash Fuel, automatic delivery at the lowest cash price. Rollins Furniture, where it always pays to find Rollins. These businesses say, go Black Raiders.
Brad Haskell, and had the second interception.
Winslow 35-0. That's not a mistake on the screen.
They've had 2 interceptions today. The first one by Farragon and the second one by Haskell. They've recovered, I think, either 2 or 3 fumbles. They've had either 4 or 5 major breaks here. They're capitalizing them all.
Everybody's playing for the TV cameras today on the Winslow side of the field. Find a third down, about 7 yards to go. Oh, the youngster's in big trouble as he goes back.
Number 40, if they show this back again, he takes the blocker right back into the backfield, and he grabs both the blocker and the quarterback.
Gilbert again. Chris Gilbert having a whale of a game.
Watch this now. Look at 40. He takes him back right along with the ball carrier.
Took Bothwell down, took the quarterback down. Here comes the punt on 4th down.
Boy, those 2 boys are fine
Chase
linebackers.
Doing the punting. High end over end kick. That's going to come down at about the 40-yard line. We'll get a little reverse on it for Winslow High School. Flag is down.
Blocking the back.
Farragon. That's going to come back. Farragon's going all the way down for a touchdown, but it's going to come back. Farragon ran it all the way for a score, but they're going to give a clip back at the 37-yard line. So you have an exciting play that's not going to count.
At least they threw it early.
So everybody knew it.
We all knew it wasn't going to count except for Farragon.
That little yellow ribbon on the field will tell you that there's misery coming for the coach. I think even Farragut knew it was there. Well, I tell you, I don't know that they can. Some people pick up the clip here or not. There it is, just outside the camera. That was an obvious clip.
Look at the blocking setup here. There's nobody near him when he gets by the first thing. I don't do many smart things, George, but I relinquished my book to Len Harlow today, and he has been cussing me ever since because he's had more writing to do for scores.
Len Harlow can't see the game. He's writing too fast. You know, I didn't think we'd have a lot of stats in this game with the field conditions. That's so muddy out there in the middle. But we're getting big yardage in the game. All one way, of course. So they're going to fake the penalty on the illegal block. That's going to send them back to around the 25-yard line, where it's going to be a first down for the Black Raiders. They're trying to repeat as state champions. They've got a bunch of them down there. The ball is out to 24, first down and 10. Winslow has been penalized 70 yards in the ball game. Now they're going to take them back half the distance. That's where they were setting the mark for the half the distance call.
Well, something had to happen after that penalty.
Yes, that's going to be a dead ball foul.
Because they penalized him first, and something must have been said. That must have been unsportsmanlike conduct or something. Now they penalized him again after the ball was sacked, evidently.
Oh, it's a dead ball foul, and I gave him another one. Maybe the guy that didn't like the flag.
Now they're going to change down, I think.
Well, there's a little confusion out there. We'll get it squared away. Now, where was the flag? The half the distance should have come from where that flag was.
I thought so.
I don't know that there are two fouls. You measure from the spot of the foul in its clipping.
Flag came somewhere. I think they already had penalized them for the first violation. Because the flag came somewhere around the 35, and then was down about the 24-yard line.
Well, they've marched them back down to the 11-yard line.
I think they had a live ball foul, was the clip. I think they had a dead ball foul after the clip, which would be tacked on after the ball is set.
Well, get another one, you'll be in your goal line.
It's going to be almost about first and 22 or 3 yards now to go.
Not what it is. Mark Ashley now, the quarterback. Well, he's going to throw back in there, step to the goal line. They may get him. He is out at the 1-yard line. Well, they don't mind doing it with a 35-0 lead. And they finally chased him and almost got to safety. I don't think he ever actually got back into the end zone, but he was very close to it. Now he starts running for his life. They got a hand around him. Looked to me like it was those defensive tackles. Coombs, those numbers are getting a little chewed up in the mud. That's the guy that might have had him there.
Second down and 32.
Now they come back on the ground up the middle, and they get very little out of it.
I see another flag go throwing in there.
Yeah.
Another one.
You're going to get some frustration out here now. They got some new people in the backfield. Winslow's got Mark Hashi as the quarterback, obviously, and I think what's happening right now is that they're warning the two teams. They're saying, all right, guys.
I think the first penalty might have been on Winslow. I thought that there was a holding penalty here, almost a tackle.
Both teams are being warned by the official is what's going on. 35-0, state title. You're going to get a little extra hitting maybe, and this is what's going on.
There's a fumble.
Drop the ball.
It's right in here.
Now he gets there. There's the hit. Bang. There's another late hit. Now, I think the officials are saying, look, fellas, you gotta stop a little bit of this, and we're going to try to keep this in control. They talk to the two kids, and that's it. They'll go back and tell their teammates, cool down. Now, this penalty is going to go against Wells. They're going to be given a major penalty. Wow. Oh, they're going to give him a double penalty.
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
I've never seen this. He gave him 30 yards.
That's going to be a personal foul and maybe unsportsmanlike. I'm not sure what they're going to call here.
Well, I've never seen that without an ejection. He marched 30 yards off foul. He took it out to the 36-yard line.
Maybe Timmy can find out what that was called on there. Maybe he can let us know.
Now here comes the Wells coach.
There's a spear. Oh,
that's the first hit.
That's a spearing right there.
They called him for spearing.
Well, that's the first penalty. Then there was another one called after that. Probably was unsportsmanlike, probably.
Well, you got a lot of feelings, but it's 35-0. Now Mike Savitsky, the Winslow coach, is out.
I think he's telling both coaches, if we got to calm things down here, somebody's going to get hurt. Peter says, hey, I got the lead. That's fine with me.
Yeah, Mike Savitsky saying, hey, I'm ahead 35-0. I'm not causing a problem.
There's the personal foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah. That's what it was. 30-yard penalty. Al, you don't see many of those.
It was 2nd and 32, and they got enough yards on that fumble and penalty to get a first down.
Now he'll probably come out and throw Farragut a pass.
Yes.
Maxey keeps it on the ground. They go to Wentworth. Wentworth over the left side gets it out around the 37-yard line.
They may call that spearing and unsportsmanlike, but it really is frustration. The youngsters are playing so hard, and they're just so intense, and they're frustrated, they're angry. They know that things haven't gone their way, and there's nothing they can do, so they're just trying to do all their power, and they hit a little bit too hard. Too late.
The only way you can get it back is one touchdown at a time. Defensively, they've got to stop Winslow. Winslow with the eye. Delay handoff to Wentworth again. Mike Savitsky's keeping it right on the ground. We're in the second period. You know, we've still got 7:48 to go in the second period.
Shad Desmaris made the tackle. Defensive tackle. 6'4", 190-pound junior. Still battling in there. The Wells kids haven't quit, I'll tell you. They're still battling hard. The breaks have just gone all in favor of Winslow, and of course Winslow has made a lot of those breaks.
They're a great team. They took some people apart this year out.
Yes, they're an outstanding football team.
Now remember, they went up to Stearns, and Stearns was at the Class C team, but nonetheless, they took Arno apart and some other people.
Old Town in the regular season.
Yep.
Stearns, Arno, they beat some. You remember, just a few years back, they were the Pine Tree champions, state champions.
They've been up in the A division. Yeah,
they've got a great football tradition. They got a penalty against Winslow. Back in
the
motion.
officials now are going to call everything.
I think that was a back in motion.
Yeah.
No, delay game.
Delay game. The officials are going to keep this thing under control. The weather actually has been better than we were ever did. It was terrible when we got here, and since that time, apparently the front hasn't come through yet with the backside yet, with all that snow flurry activity.
We were trying to explain the backside. We get
there's an option pass. It's a wobbly one. It's going to be out of bounds. That was probably the worst looking pass of the century. We're going downstairs to Tim Throckmorton.
George, down at Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland, Biddeford leads at halftime over Waterville, 16-0. Early touchdowns from Jason Tremblay and Keith Grenier, one of the top backs in the state. It's 16-0 Biddeford over Waterville at halftime in the Class A state championship. George?
Well, Biddeford is for real.
Somebody told me that they heard the TV thing last night, and somebody predicted Waterville was going to beat Biddeford, and I wondered who would.
Well, let me tell you something. It's the last football prediction show of the year. And if you get it right, they're going to remember it. If they don't know what you said.
That's right.
There's the punt coming. First punt of the game by Winslow. That's Hashi who does the punting. And it backs up, and it's kind of a 9-iron shot at the 45-yard line. And that's it. Backed right up. Well, I don't think there's any question that Biddeford is a real team. And
quality football. And
let me tell you something. If they're leading Waterville 16-0, they're a heck of a team, because Waterville was very impressive. We saw them last week.
Football team.
They're solid tackle to tackle. They've got a good deep backfield. Well coached by Coach Knight, but
they just ran into a little bit better team.
Biddeford is hard-nosed. You got it. 35-0 here. Winslow in the lead. Here comes the young quarterback, Moody. The flag is down. We're going to get it on every play. Bothwell is carrying that ball virtually on every down, as he did that time You know he's carrying the ball because he's the #1 runner and he's got the dirtiest uniform out there.
Holding against Wells. Boy, they've had a lot of...
Dan Bothwell broke his leg last year and couldn't play in this game.
If that young quarterback can hold that huddle in order, he deserves 2 letters. Down 35-0. Here he is, a young freshman, just coming in, hasn't played probably much all year long. They've thrust him into this sort of a situation. He's doing a pretty good job. He's keeping them there and keeping them quiet.
Young Josh Moody.
Boy, look at that blitz by Gilbert.
Just getting no play out of the backfield. He turns around, he tries to hand the ball off, and immediately the defensive line is in his backfield.
Chris Gilbert was there, George, before the handoff was done.
Just can't do anything with it. Moody is a freshman, a 9th grader, 5'10", 140 pounds. I'm sure Al had no hope of putting him in the game today and want him.
Now watch Gilbert, look at him come through there. Oh, he hits the quarterback before he even gets a chance to do anything.
Well, I tell you right now, he's impressive.
Both those youngsters, 40 and 36, twin brothers.
Up the middle they come. They finally get a little running room, but not much. It's going to be out to about the 35-yard line.
You got Chris Gilbert at the bottom of the pile. At the top of the pile, you had his brother Brian Gilbert.
Well, all I can tell you, up the University of Maine at Orono, you've got a guy down here in Winslow. I'm sure you know him, 6'1", 180-pounder. You better come down here and check him. Hi, Al.
I'd check both those Gilbert brothers.
Yep.
That boy that's 5'10", 200 is a pretty good linebacker. They're both fine linebackers.
Get those kids up to Orono, play some football.
Look at them all up in that line. Look at that line.
Right back to throw. The youngster is going to keep it and they nail him back there. I don't think he has any intention of throwing the ball. He's going to try to run outside, but the going's a little bit better. Gilbert reaches in and helps the youngster up. I tell you, he took a real shot going down, too.
One of the hitters is Brian Gilbert.
He got squeezed on the play. One of the guys that hit him was Nate Allen, pretty good football player.
Brian Gilbert, the top linebacker, kind of hurt his neck a little bit right down that tackle.
Brian Gilbert. Yeah, there's the old neck burner.
Hey, come on, Danny.
Down there working on that.
That's why it's so important for the youngsters playing football to do all those exercises and weights and put the neck, drills to your neck. And so
that's why they don't want you to spear, which that wasn't, but it's the guy that does the spearing that gets hurt. All right, here's the punt. They've had a lot of them today. That's low, just barely got over the line, bounces to the 40-yard line. It'll be picked up over there by Farragut, sideline. He can fly. He's a pretty good-looking runner out. Crosses the 40 down to about the 47-yard line.
Picked that up and returned it about 15 yards.
Dan Farragut. Farragut's numbers, he caught 29 coming into the game for the season. 457 yards.
He's got one today for over, he's over 500 yards now.
Yeah, he got an 80-yarder today.
That's some ice on the young linebacker, Brian Gilbert's neck.
So Marquette leading 35-0 here in the second period as Winslow is taking it to Wells. There's Wentworth off the right side. He had over 1,000 yards this year, and he just punches in. Now, Al, I want to say one thing. They're both playing on the same field, and you notice how quick the Winslow's coming out of there. Now, true, I think the Wells defense has been out there too long, and I'm sure there's a lot of tired bodies. That's a John Madden picture right there, isn't it?
Look at the mud in that helmet.
Mud in his face.
Showing his mouthpiece.
That's only a face only a mother could love today, right? How'd you like to watch those uniforms tonight?
Mother will be home tonight washing uniforms with a great pride, I'll tell you.
Second down, about 6 yards to go. There's the toss back to Wentworth. A good tackle by Wells, breaking through the right side.
Another penalty marker down.
Flag went down. There's going to be a hold out there.
Guy that made that play with Luke Chase came in and made the initial hit on that.
Big Ed McInnes's uniform is getting a little dirty, the official out there. I said to the guys before the game, I said, you know, those pretty white pants aren't going to stay that way. Well, they've done a pretty good job with them. One official has gone down, but the knees are getting a little muddy now. Penalty will take it back.
Umpires got the referees and umpires have got more grounded in than the players.
Back to the 43-yard line for the Black Raiders. This is a previous play. Here comes Wentworth. He ran right into the defender. Ashe, play action, fires, goal. Berrigan was open, and he threw behind him.
If he had caught that, he'd have been off to the races again, because the middle of that field was wide open. That's where he was headed. Ball was thrown behind him. But
He reminds me a lot of Greg Bowden of Bangor.
Yep, he does.
The way he handles it.
It reminds me a lot of Gene Benner. Remember how he used to catch the ball over the middle when he played at Maine?
Well, you mentioned Gene Benner. You're talking about one of the most exciting players ever to play at Maine.
He was a great man, wasn't he? Great player.
One of my favorite players of all time at Maine, for sure. White Ashe now on a third down. Back to throw. Takes a deep drop. Little screen. It's deflected and it's incomplete.
Boy, he had some blockers out in front of him out there.
Yeah, he was going to go. It was intended over to the near sideline. And that's Houston again. And Houston has had one for the score. And now we're going to go fourth down. We've not had a lot of punting in the ball game by the Black Raiders, and we're going to get another one now.
That ball might have been deflected a little bit before it got to him.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just throws that runner off just enough.
Ashe will be kicking.
He's averaging 40 yards a punt this year now.
Yeah, he's a real good punter. He can put a little...
They're coming for the block.
Leg into it. They come at him. Nice kick.
Beautiful.
All the way back. Lowry picks it up at a 20-25. That's it. 27-yard line.
Number 24 made the initial hit right that time for Winslow. And that is Todd Wentworth, the fine running back.
This is a real football player's kind of day, though, Al. This is a lineman's day. All those down and dirty guys, they're in there eating mud.
You know, I'm awfully happy. I'm looking back out on the field. Who's in there calling defensive signals? One more time for Winslow is Brian Gilbert, the boy that had just hurt his neck a little bit. He's back in there again, so he's all right.
He wasn't hurt, he was deep. He wants to go. First down, 35-0. Wells way behind. Bothwell.
Look at them fill the hole.
I got to be frank with you. If Winslow continues to play, and they're going to play a lot of subs, I'm sure, there's no way that Wells are going to get through there. Down on this field, not the way they're filling those holes.
Yes, Carrier's been back in that ball game. Remember, he's the boy that got hurt last week. He's made some good tackles today. He's a fine player, too.
That's 71 Cowett. He's a good one. Pete Cowett.
He's about 5'7", about 220 pounds.
And he's got his bare stomach out there in that mud, too. And he's a real football player. Second man through, Bothwell. And he ran into Gilbert. Everybody runs into Gilbert.
It's either 40 or 36, and they're both good linebackers. I think 36, a little bit heavier. He may be going to be the college linebacker. Maybe 36 may become a, I don't know how old he runs, a cornerback, maybe a defensive end, a little taller, not quite as husky, but a good player.
Third down at about 8 yards to go for Wells High School. Getting dark. There are lights here. Going to try the bomb. He's got a man open. It's incomplete.
Well defended that time back there, by Todd Wentworth. He was back with the guy.
Jason Prickett was the intended receiver down the left sideline. So we're going to see the punt unit come on again. Time-wise, we're down to 1:12. Tim Throckmorton will be bringing you the halftime show. We're not kidding you, gang. It's 35-0. It has never been close. All 35 points came in the first quarter. We have not had a touchdown scored in period 2. There's the punt. A low, and that's going to carry. Berrigan can't come up with it. Now he chases it back to the 20. Makes the move. He's at the 30. Goes down sliding.
Good hit. Good hit.
He took a major hit. They're still talking to each other. Berrigan got up. He wanted to talk back. This is a state championship game. You have all week to get those emotions high, and they're letting it all hang out.
I think Dougie Terrell made that hit then. Yeah, nice hit.
Mark Ashe will come out there and run his offense for the final minute here in the first period.
I would say that they're going to run out the game into the line a couple of times in 2 plays and a halftime. There's now about 50 seconds to go in the half.
Ball is at the 32-yard line. You look right down the line of scrimmage.
Going to throw out. Oh, boy.
Peters over the middle.
Are you an offensive coordinator?
45-yard line, first down.
Tell you that.
Remember that one thing about this, it's a state championship.
Aaron Peters was as wide open as you can ever be on the middle.
Sabisky's team has not scored in the second period, and he's going to go.
He's going to fake the thing to Allen and go on to Farrington right here. Farrington. He's out wide.
Back to throw. They're going short with it. Out to the sideline. It's complete. Down the sideline, Whitworth. All the way down to the 40-yard line.
24 seconds to go. And a first down. The clock starts on the middle change. Winslow in a hurry-up offense here now, trying to get things started. As soon as they set the chains, they'll start it again.
That's Todd Whitworth out in the flat. Yeah, he's wide open. Look at Todd. Grabs it. Now he's got a body coming at him.
He runs well, doesn't he?
Right by him. He sure does. Ashley's going to toss it again. Fires through the arms of Farragut.
Nice throw. Just couldn't quite grab it.
14 seconds remaining here in the first half of play.
Ball about the 39 or 38-yard line of Wells.
$35-0 the score. Twins to the right side now out of the I formation.
Farragut and Berger out to the right.
Ashley slipping. He's going to have to run on his own. This could be it unless he can run it in zone. He gets to the 20. He may. He is down in bounds. That should do it. They can't. They got to stop the clock. They do with 3.3 seconds.
First down. I think Winslow's calling a timeout.
Yeah, they call time with 3.3. You know, I thought he was going to go all the way, actually. He's a good runner.
Remember last year he did that. He broke through like that one all the way. Somebody get hurt again. Another boy from Wells gets hurt.
They mark him down at the 15-yard line. Mark Hashey with a lovely run.
Mike Mowry, a youngster from walking off the field.
Hashey is a good-looking young runner. Now, everybody was covered. He had Twins right on this one. Slipped by.
Nice fake.
He's cutting in a bad field. He got the sideline. When he got there, he was trying to get past that last tackler. Just tripped him up. Try field, he might have made it.
Down about what, the 18? No, 15-yard line.
That's right on the 15. It's hard to read the yard stripes right now. They're getting chewed up, but getting very dark again. We're anticipating,
you know, on the ground,
more trouble here this afternoon.
On the ground, Bourget has got one run for 21 yards. But outside of that, they don't have a lot of ground yardage. They got 25, about 53, 54 yards total for Winslow on the ground.
They don't need much.
No, but the passing has been a big thing for them, and of course the breaks are
They're passing ball club.
175 yards of passing.
This is the last play of the first half. Actually rolling right. Sets up, fires, end zone. Incomplete. That's the end. They had a man in there, and they had good coverage. The best defensive play of the day by Wells.
2 or 3 kids going to get slow now.
Broken up back there by Mike Thompson. Mike Thompson. Now, Winslow's got a ball player that's down on the field. He's going to be okay. I think the wind knocked out of him. He's okay.
Leroy,
that's Thompson. Or Bourget.
You see this down there now. I thought the ball might be going to be caught the way it was up in the air there.
Well, he threw it well. He had a coverage, but the defender gets right over his shoulder and knocks it down. Rode him down pretty good, but...
Boy, that made that breakup was
all right, we're going to take a couple of minutes out here, and then Tim Throckmorton will have halftime. We'll see you back for the second half. At the half, it's 35-0 Winslow in the state championship game. We'll be back.
The people at Hammond Lumber Company and the Owens Corning Company are ready to help you stay cool cool in the summer and warm in the winter, with special services from Hammond and fiberglass insulation from Owens Corning. Hammond offers free estimating and expert design help, plus a huge inventory of Owens Corning and free delivery of your order, usually within 24 hours. So play it cool and stay warm with Owens Corning and Hammond Lumber.
With the changing seasons, don't get left out in the cold this year when you can get 6.9% financing on a new Toyota at Central Maine Motors. Drive home in a new Tercel, the lowest priced car on the road today with an airbag. Get where you're going in style with great savings on a 94 Camry. Beat this year's icy roads with a tough Toyota 4x4. Central Maine Motors, Maine's only President's Award winner, 420 Kennedy Memorial Drive, exit 33 off I-95 in Waterville.
Whatever it takes, we give.
The following businesses would like to express their support for this year's Eastern Class B state finalists.